Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Today we are going to be working on Project Inchling. Or more accurately, we're going to try to get Project Inchling done. We got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of stuff in front of us, but we're going to do it and we're going to enjoy doing it. Oh god, this is going to be a nightmare. But let's get rolling with things. So, we're starting from the top and we're just going down. We got 48 pages of stuff to just fix. So, let's see. Where's the OVA? So, Notepad OVA. I believe that was just... What other systems use it? So that Sun's Identity didn't use it, right? Like 95% sure Soul That Sans Identity didn't use it. No, that used a success system. I should really mark what games use various systems, but that would be really easy. And if I learned anything, I hate easy things. Hello, phone. Tainted Bloodlines. I know doesn't. Table Talk Online, I know doesn't. Forgotten Chronicles does not. Caps does not. No, no. 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 Stautomons. 95% sure Nautomons doesn't use it. No, it's a D20 system. What other game uses it? I know for a fact there's a few of them, but I'm also an idiot. And SPRUG uses a D10 system. Actually, does GRUG? GRUG may not. GRUG may not. Slaves Chaos, I know, does not. Am I just having a literal fucking stroke here? What a sword. Huh. could have swore. I could have swore. There's another game I can't remember which one uses it. But let's say traits. What traits? Attributes. Do I even have a skill system in this game? No, I don't even have a skill system. What the fuck am I talking about? Why don't you have a skill system? Actually, so we don't need this. Equal to their attribute, the roll must be read the same value, die added up with the largest amount taking priority. Character target number with a simple check or opposing character with an opposed check 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Okay, this all looks correct. Key rolls. Alright. Key roll system, one of those systems I always like, but it's always very a precarious situation. So actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull a real gamer move. And change every single iteration of the word character with poke tall. Check a repeated poke tall's roll. And let's see. There we go. We'll call it something completely gimmicky. We want to find every iteration of the word Game Master. We want to replace it with the term Wandering Lord. So, go all the way up. All right. So, a poke tall for any of their choice. For any roll of their choice, may choose to make it a quote key roll. A key roll will succeed. Yes. No matter what, with the poke tall clearing the objective. Opportunity necessary. However, poke tall makes up the difference in the roll with their head. It would be, so we scroll down a little bit, with their blood, illness, hunger, or depression. To any to any of their damage values. If they kill the poke tall will die. In the attempt. Okay, so that works. Cleaned you up a little bit, and what we're going to do Few instances when a Poketail finds themselves any dice for a check, they may still choose to make the roll a key roll. They will immediately take all of the damage immediately. All of the damage. They'll immediately take all of the damage, but still succeed at the roll. But still succeed at the check. This also applies. There we go. We're going to put you right there. They can still choose to make the roll a key roll. This will immediately take all the damage, but succeed at the check. Made this a little bit better. I can add an image right here to liven this section up, because it's really plain. But that's fine. So let's see. Poketile creation, big one, seclusion. I'm going to chop you a little bit here. There's the edge. Attributes. Let's see. Is there any attribute changes I really want to do? Bravado, intuition. All attributes start at 3 in turn. How many d6s are rolled in a check using that attribute? A Poketile at character. We'll call it character creation. Which we'll call this we'll give this a better name. Poketile is the titular Inchling. A tiny humanoid lives. Okay, the Poketile's physical condition. Poketile with high body is physically fit. Actually, we want to consult the lexicon. We want to consult the action point system. So we're going to be changing the combat system now. Oh, God. And add charisma, endearing personality. Bravado is confident. So we don't really have skill. Why didn't I put in a skill system in this game? It would be appropriate, but I mean, I thought it was a little bit too. I wanted to keep things a little bit lighter, didn't I? Yeah. I think there was a skill system at the beginning, but I decided against it. Alright, so we want to expand the life path system a little bit further. So we want to add more options. Because I like options. Options are fun. I was born in the village wall, safe and sound. We were born to a pack of wild walkers. We survived little else, plus bod minus bravado. I was born. Let's see. We want to do scholarship. Okay. I was born to the village mayor's family. We were respected. Yeah, we were respected sometimes. Plus bravado. We want to do plus bravado, and then we want to do minus. Probably minus intuition. So let's see. We need to accommodate scholarship, bravado, willpower, body, int. Then we've got bod minus bruv. Bruv minus int. So we need something scholarly. I was born to a family of hucksters and magicians. And hucksters and magicians plus scholarship minus, let's see, it would be a minus, we'll go with body. So we've got that. So a family of Poketall themselves. Fighting was in their blood. Plus bod. Actually, no. Plus will. Minus Scott. I was born. So we got willpower. Now we need into traders and wonders. Actually, we need intuition. So we trade out the will. We do intuition there, and then we have to do willpower. If we go off what willpower is, calm under stress. Is born under a bad moon. I didn't feel the same. Pretty much I want to be the idea of like, yeah, I'm a fucking sociopath. I have really high willpower. I was born under a bad moon. I was relentlessly. Yeah, I was born under a bad moon and scorned for it. Plus willpower. Minus, what would it be? Bravado? Yeah, we'll do it with bravado. More options, fun options. We like more options. Add on, sort of paragraph A to Z. So, good morning, Salmon. We're going to see how far we can get into this game. We've got, let's see, we are on page 10 of 48. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Oh, goodness. I'm starting a little bit later than usual, too, because I am very lazy. Let's see. I was raised to be a Poketall by my guardians, willingly or not. Plus int minus bravado is to take the leader of my village. I was raised to take I was raised to take the station of leader in my village. Ooh. Plus bravado. Minus bod. Actually, no. In the military, I was raised to serve in the military, the militia. And I was raised to serve in the militia of my village. Relentlessly training to fight, die. Plus bod minus scholarship. You're kind of a dumbass. I was raised to be a trader. Wandering the land, hawking goods and resources among villages. Plus bravado minus probably intuition, because you're not really, actually you would want intuition as a bravado willpower. I'm just an innocent merchant. Please, don't bully me. No bully. Let's see. I was hardly raised. Turn that down. I was hardly raised. Beat for my efforts plus willpower minus. I already have a bravado, so we need to actually plus willpower will dump Ska. I was raised to, let's say we want to do a scholar. Oh. Raised to be a scholar. Raised to be a healer. My village. This is my village. Trained by the odd witches, by the odd herbalists. Plus Ska, we want to do minus willpower. We want to do probably minus bod. Int bod bravado will scholarship. Actually, we want to do that. Sort of paragraph A to Z. Brings us to young adult. I was a bit rashy. I can't fight often. I was a bookish sort. Kept to myself. I was an adventurous one. So I was a brutish youth. So we want to... Let's see. We can probably... Yeah, let's get another set of them in. Let's do a plus bod minus int. I'm not used to the outside world. We can do plus will. Actually, we can do plus scholarship minus bod. Real bookish. Then we want to do plus willpower minus bravado plus bravado minus instinct, and then we want to do instinct minus I mean, for the sake of exploration, yeah, we'll do minus instinct plus brew. Unless we just want to do flat values. You want to just do flat values? Yeah, I think having flats wouldn't be remiss. Actually, minus, so that's, we have a net 0 here. Actually, so if we do plus 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 plus, so we need to make this a +1. Then we need to make this a, so we gotta put plus plus. They need to get the attributes set up correctly, so everyone has an wouldn't say equal amount, but because if you don't do that, people are going to get mean. People get mean. People make bad decisions. That means if we have a net 0 here, I think, you know, I think probably keeping this would be fine. These are broad enough. Broke the law. I will poke tall because I'm in exile from another village. No, I was a brutish youth. I was bookish sword. I was native, adventurous. I learned much. There we go. So we got some more options here to kind of give you a better idea. You can kind of go more extreme, but you are really kind of tanking your various attributes for like, oh, I'm going to be like the big body guy. However, you're really going to want to commit to it, because if you don't, you're going to suffer for it. Like you are taking penalties for it. Do I put the note in? Do I need to put the note in saying, okay, yeah. Yeah, I am going to put the note in real fast. So, in total, a Poketall will gain, let's see, it's be +1, +2, +2, 0, 0. Oh, actually, and +3 attributes in, +3 attributes in total, and +3 to, it's in total. With some rapid losses and gains using the system. If the Wandering Lord wishes to avoid this system, just add in, let's add an additional +3 attributes. That's it. So, an ancient light determines perspective when creating a Poketall. Insert footnote. Some people like... What? To copy, cut, paste using the edit menus, install this Google Chrome extension. What? That's definitely a new thing. Thanks, Google. Yeah, min-maxing Inchlings. You can min-max your Inchling pretty heavily. That's not going to stop you from getting your head ripped off by a wandering hawk, but well-being and let's see. So tough one, not designed for the, because this is the system that has such health, such as hunger and depression, and it's very easy just to get mauled to death because you are a very tiny creature in a very big world that doesn't really care. As many things can and will kill them. If Hotel's well-being is measured in 4 values: blood, illness, hunger, depression. These values generally... Actually, what we can do is we can change that. Turned in 4 values: blood, illness, hunger, and depression. These values will increase as they adventure, and wander from place to place, increasing rapidly should desperate times come to pass. The big thing is that you do not actually determine how much health you have. Everything is completely set. Yeah, just max out body, become swole Inchling. Have no fear. I'm just going to just pose on people I don't like. Screw books. Honestly, full bod Inchlings would be pretty damn solid because you get a shit ton of stamina and you can just... Your job would literally be the big stupid moron who has to carry everyone else. You just have to pray you don't end up in anything requiring you to think. Oh god, I cut myself in my foot. Ow. Beautiful thinking is for the weak. Yeah, pretty much. See, it doesn't help because I nicked myself. I actually shaved today, and I nicked myself right in my throat. So I have this giant, like, band-aid on my throat right now that's been itching for me. Let's see. Blood represents Poketel's physical health. Physical health and injuries they are suffering from. A Poketel who has too much blood, is heavily injured, and cannot perform their duties. Due to debilitating injuries. Heal blood. A Poketel will need medicine, bandages, and other healing tonics to make the pain go away. Illness represents... well, actually, it's well-being and immune system. If they are sick or not. Yeah, this is one of the few games where dying of pneumonia is a very real threat. I can respect that, Salmon. I can respect that. Like, the thing is, there comes a point with me where if I don't shave, my wild my wild man mane grows up, and then people get afraid of me and think I'm going to beat them up. So I occasionally just shave to become a 13-year-old boy again. It's great. See, now the thing is, I will walk into a place and they'll have to card me because no one will know who the hell I am. Great. Now let's see. Poketall who gains too much. A Poketall who becomes too ill. Too ill. It's bedridden and unable to be of any use to the traveling party to heal illness. A Poketall will need medicine, sleep, and possibly a medical procedure. We are going to probably want to expand the hunger system, so... Let's see, needs food and water. Need for... A Poketall from starvation is of little use to anyone, as the hunger pangs keep them from working, or too distracted. I'm too distracted. A Poketall will need to eat heartily. And drink responsibly to get the to remove the dreaded hunger. Even though apparently if you're starving, you're not supposed to eat like a lot of food. I don't remember where I heard that, but that's like a thing you're not supposed to do. Where are you? I already gotta consult I already gotta consult that. Where did I hear that? Don't worry, we all look like damn hippies sometimes. I think the absolute worst for me was like right in college. I had my hair down to my mid back because I hated go. Thing is, I hated going to any of the local hair places to get my hair cut, and I was cheap. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to do it. You know, big old scraggly beard, long ass hair. Yeah, I was living the dream. Their ill-fated journey. A Poketall suffering from excess depression is a miserable creature who is unable or unwilling to continue their adventure in a fit of despair and hopelessness. To clear the depressive state, good rest, being in a village, eating good, and keeping high morale. High morale will keep the negative thoughts away. for now. Hence why depression. I have Brad here. Hello, Brad. Is around 20 every 5 points. There's the number of dice rolled by 1 for all checks. Having 12 hunger, 8 depression. Moving to poke 12, roll 3 less dice. We may expend the hunger system, we may not. I don't know yet. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm like 95% sure you're supposed to, like, if you have been suffering from starvation or like severe malnutrition, you have to eat light and then you can, like, you build up to it. You eat heavily nutritious but light. Then you can start eating heartily. You know, heartier. Let's see. Okay, so QMAT. We're going to be changing this up almost entirely. We want to be adopting this. So, I originally based this combat system off of Neo Scavenger, which the idea worked, the execution did not, because Neo Scavengers is really simple and also really only deals with kind of like these one-on-one conflicts about, you know, getting your arms ripped off by mutant bugmen and wolves and just homeless people. So conflicts inevitable come. So what we want to do is we actually probably want to change this right here. Yeah, we'll want to apply it to action. So, every poke tile. Out of every round. He's allowed to poke tile to perform a series of actions. Moving around the field. Dealing with attacking enemies. Or setting up the perfect strike. Much or as little action points as actually can spend as many or as little action points as they wish per turn. However, only 3 action points will roll over into the next round to a maximum of, we'll say, 12 action points. Actually, it'd be 7. Yeah, I know, we'll do 13. 13 action points. This system yeah, it was like this weird moment where I'm like, I need to have a thing like in between moving a little bit and like moving a bit more and then moving a lot more. So I ended up kind of in this weird, like, yeah, hustle. Yeah, that's a thing. It's the hustle action. One of the few games I know that actually have the hustle action. Only 3 action points will be roll over. Okay, so every Poktal. Every Poktal has 7 action points. So, if I remember correctly, a lot of these are like Very simple. Uh, do one. See. Difficulty of the weapon by 2. Wait, what? Notepad, what are you smoking? Notepad, please. Don't do this to me, Notepad. Oh god, Notepad, what were you smoking? Notepad, please. Why are you thinking? This is the worst option you could physically do. Let's see. For every AP spent, X. Poketall attacks with a melee weapon. X. Because you would... Oh yeah, because I couldn't just do a simple ranged attack, because technically there wasn't really an opposed system to it, so I needed to be like, oh well, if you just hit with a ranged weapon, because that's how it worked in Neo Scavenger. Which, ooh, okay, that's a new one. Oh boy, okay. Okay, melee attack with a weapon, melee surge. The attack rolls their intuition and attempts to hit their weapon difficulty. If successful, the Poketall deals ranged weapon damage. How do you work here? Attacks with a ranged weapon. The attacker will deal weapon damage. Let's see if I remember correctly. No, you had an not an AR, you had an AP system. You had an AC system, so we don't have the AC system in here, so we'll have to keep this. So, tackle. Leaps to their foes and bring them to the ground. An opposed bod check is called. Well, let's make that a flat 2. Being knocked to the ground. Let's see, we want to do defensive actions. Guards in plus X. Very an incoming blow. Action point value. So what we need to do is dodge. Poketall attempts to dodge out of the way of the next blow. And we'll give them, it would be X. That would go into reactive, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay, so attempts to dodge out of the way of the melee strike with X being used. So we want to strike a guard position. yeah, we want to do something like that. These are things that you are doing right now. On your turn, you are able to do X, Y, and Z. Parry. The Poktal. 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 So we need to remove dodge. These are active communications. Probably don't want to do that. But that also tells me what I need to do is hit that. We need to do... maybe do something. We'll call this, actually, we'll call this direct active actions. What do I end up calling it? Yeah, we'll call it active actions. Situation, and then that means we gotta actions. Combat is 2. This is 3. This would be 3. This would be... we'll call this 4. What we'll do is we'll put these all onto 5. Update heading 5 to match. What the fuck? Something happened. Do I have another heading 5 somewhere? Wait, this is actually even fucking... oh, Jesus. Okay. We will do that. We'll bump it up 1 size. Heading 5. Update heading 5 to match. Why are you gray? Be black. God damn it. Why are you the way that you are? Okay, we'll reduce you in size. Oh, Jesus, everything is breaking. Be black. Just be black. God. It's not that hard. And just like that, Notepad was canceled by... no, no, no. Stop that. And just like that, Notepad was canceled by literally the entire... what the fuck? Why are you the way that you are? Okay, so we need to add in the other actions. Why are you justified? Okay, use item. Space. Why are you not alphabetized? Why are... ah! Find character. Replace it with Poktal. Replace all. Let's see. Poktal within 10 spaces of an opponent may attempt to flee the battlefield, not attack or follow. They may escape the combat. See, the beautiful thing is what I get to do now is sort things out above. Flee pass out of combat. Poktal is out of combat. If they exceed 15 points of mental fatigue or damage. actually. May willingly pass out to pain, mental fatigue, or depression. Exceed 15 total damage without a comment, and may not act until it's over. However, demand surrender. Demand surrender. We're going to just a flat 5. Threaten, however, is only going to be a 3. Which brings me to reactive actions. Active actions. Character's turn. Character during another character's turn. All right. Guess what we get to do? We get to go with that, and we get to hit that. Replace all. Okay. So dive. The Poketall dives out of the way of the range attack, moving 1 space, being knocked to the ground. Dives out of the way of a range attack, moving 1 space, and being knocked to the ground. Diving is always a risky maneuver. Makes an opposed. It would be int versus opponent's bod. And why are you the way that you are? Stop being justified. Even though justified's pretty nice. X equals Poketall's weapon. Weapon's action point value times 2. Poketall first rolls an opposed bod versus bod check. On a success, the Poketall rolls damage against their opponent. On a failure, the opponent's attack connect. The Poketall cannot use counterattack on the ground. I'm going to get myself some tea here in a minute, because my throat is killing me, and we are barely halfway through this nightmare. Dodge out of the way, melee strike without being the weapon used, for example. Spot versus spot check. On a success, they take no damage. On a failure, they take damage. Cannot dodge while on the ground. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna grab some tea. However, I thought it was going to be my nice little tension tamer and a nice relaxing thing. Nah, this shit's spice. I I'm having this like a little ways away, about a foot away, and I can just smell the spice right there. Oh god, this is gonna be painful to drink, isn't it? Woo! Mm. Woo! Taste that. Ooh. Alright, so let's see. Morale needs an entire section. Space distance, you're getting an entire new section. Alright, so armor, shield. What am I looking for? I'm looking for combat. Health and body? No, status effects. Alright. Awesome. We like status effects. Okay, so morale. Let's worry about the morale system right now. So, traveling groups. Total morale equal to their traveling morale equal to the collective will scores of every Poketall. This score can equal to the traveling morale equal to the collective will scores of every Poketall. This score can be negative, however, should disaster be affecting the Poketall. As problems occur during combat, the Poketall may begin to break. The key piece of survival instinct taking over any rational thought or cohesion in their fighting state. So we're going to say, we'll say 10 plus. We'll call them cohesive, unified. The trout party is unified. Is unified and keeping order among themselves. And then we're going to do 5 to 9. Disparate. Has some minor fractures, but is still maintaining a front. Traveling party cannot break. A traveling party will break. How do I want to do this? Let's see, may begin to break. Depending on the morale of the group, a break check is called. The break check is 3d6. Break check is a number of d6s equal to the current state of the party. Should the group ever quote succeed at the break check, they will begin to falter and retreat. Actually, it would be succeed at a break check of target number. What would be a... We'll call it difficult. Let's see, traveling parliament. See that check of target number 9. They will begin to falter and retreat. The break check has 3d6. Pretty much, you need to roll a fairly unified. Actually, it will be 2d6. 8 to... It would be, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be 3 to 8. No, it would be 4 to 8. Shaken. From low morale. On low cohesion. The break check has 3d6. So then we're going to be doing we'll do 0 to 3. Desperate. Isolation. In morale, the break check has 4d6. And then we're going to do negative. It would be -5 to -4. It would be -5 to -1. What would you call that? Low morale. Low morale. Problems. The break check has 5d6, and then we're going to do -6 to -10. Terrible morale. The traveling party. Atrocious morale. They will most likely break. Most likely break soon. The break check has 66. And then we'll do -11 or less. Breaking. Broken and fleeing. The traveling party immediately breaks and runs for it. So we want to go all the way down. So we want to put you like right there. Group morale. So let's see, combat states and effects is 3. So we want to make you 3 as well. I said make you 3 as well. Actually, we'll do -5 to -1, 0 to 3, 4 to 8, 5 to 9, 10 plus, unified, shaken, comma unified, comma disparate, comma shaken, comma desperate, comma low, or less, comma breaking. We can probably put you on a separate page and then add in this section. We'll call it situation. Mid we'll call it mid combat reducers. Actually, we'll make this side note. Side note. Mid combat depression. Should the Wandering Lord choose? Should the Wandering Lord choose, the Poktal can suffer from terrifying situations during combat that will drastically reduce their morale. This is bad, but amusing. Every time a Poktal is reduced morale by 1, is incapacitated. Time a group is killed, of the group suffers from a major condition. Reduce morale by 4. Pretty much if your friend gets lit on fire, things are going pretty badly. Very badly. Encountering a large enemy, reduce morale by 3. Terrifying enemy, reduce morale by 4. Being ambushed, reduce morale by 3. Actually, we'll do some morale. Actually, we'll morale by 1. Capacitated 3, 6. So insert table 1 by 1. Copy and paste. I may put these. See if I can't. Control Shift 8. Let's see. Can I put you? You know, I'm gonna get rid of the senseless enemy rules. I don't think that's really needed right now. Let's see. The takes place at the start of every round. And now we get. Alright, so now we get to add in all of these fun things. We like adding fun things in. Pain, Pecco. So. Bleeding. Their blood by. They increase their blood by 1. Every action that they every action they take. Bleeding is very scary. Burning. The Poketall is burning. Is currently on fire. On fire, they increase their blood by 2. Depression. Actually, it'd be blood by 2 for every action they take. For every action they take. Burning, very scary. No one wants to burn to death. So concussed is suffering from minor head trauma. They remove negative 1d6 from all checks until they recover. Did I click the wrong thing? Yes, I did. I didn't mean to click on you, Steam. Go away, please. Steam, please. Steam, no. This is not what I want. Do I have a favorite camouflage pattern? Not necessarily. Though I am a fan of... I'm going to sound really basic here, but kind of like the really darker woodland ones. I always think that looks kind of neat, and you can kind of wear that in normal settings a lot easier. Just like that really dark woodland camo look. Though I have seen it was when I was doing research for Hearts of Darkness, actually. There is urban camo. Urban camo is wacky. That shit looks weird. Because it's just all these different colors all mixed together. Because you have to look, oh, it's concrete, but it's dirt, but it's this, it's this. Urban camo looks completely weird. Impromptu urban camo. That's some weird stuff. I love it. Let's see. Confuse the... Did they lose 3 they lose 3 AP immediately. Lose 3 AP immediately. So we want to do eye trauma. As injured eye, they suffer for a negative. All range attacks are +2 in difficulty. Paralysis. The Poketop is paralyzed. Till the effect is over. Poison. It's poisoned. They increase their illness. Not body, illness. Very different. They increase their illness by 1 every action they take. Yeah, we'll call it severe or actual good. We'll call it organ damage. Severe physical trauma. Let's see. For every action they take, if lasting for 3 or more rounds, they gain severe physical trauma. I.e., you're a horrifying burn victim now. There we go. Decapitated. A Poketall who is decapitated is dead. What did you expect? Because, yeah, that's one of the... I want to get the idea that... Bitch, nature's scary. Nature is scary. Things will kill you. And there might be an enemy who is just going to decapitate you. That's one of their moves. Just be like, yeah, no, I'm a horrifying hawk monster, and I am going to bite down on your tiny little head, and if I hit you, I'm going to rip your head off. You're going to walk around a little bit, then fall on the ground, bleeding to death, because you don't have a head anymore, because you are fucking dead. Do we want to use Grug space distance? Let's use Grug distance. Lexicon, Spac distance, distance. Actually, hustle 1d3. If we use grug, we're not going to be able to use that unless we use a completely different method of space distance. Well, with this fall, with this far down, we may as well see about it. Another command this in the unit, because one of the issues is that in Neo Scavenger, the game I base this off of, combat is actually fairly intricate, but also incredibly simple. Everything takes place on the exact same field, and it's just narrative of me moving up, you moving up, and then we clash. And it's fairly long distances. Like, you could be in a fight, quote unquote, but you are way far away from one another, and you can just leave. I'm going to walk away from this fight because we don't really want to fight. Which is a completely valid tactic in that game. I'm just saying, nah, I don't want to fight. Bye, lol. Lamau, loser. So, this is where this version of space distance came in, so... Do we want to employ the grug method unless we want to... How do I want to do this? Do I want to adopt a completely different method? Let's go grug method. Actually, no, fuck it. Let's do a completely new way of doing things. Screw it. An Inchling takes up 1 space, while larger creatures may take up 2 to 6 additional spaces. Overall. What I should do is actually add in... Put in these 2 notes here. Normal text. Actually, we don't really need you. Just do SD to grids. Lack of experience with grids, or do small appreciation like bricks, will encourage use of SD for larger engagement. How do I want to do this? Fuck. Unless I just say it just works. It just works. I might do that after stream. So, traveling the world, random map creation system. Implement. Do I want a random map implement? I don't know yet. Let's see. Book tiles, skills and melee. The book tiles how to maneuver and explore. So equal to each book tile's bod or int times 2, whichever's highest. Adding them all together. Plus 2 stamina. The group's morale with the total will of the group for each traveling companion at +1 morale. Again, location. Okay, so let's put this right here. We'll make this its own little section, because this is what I do for myself. I hurt myself because I find this very amusing. So we'll actually start with this top part. I'm going to poke stamina, 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 stamina. I'm losing my mind already. I'm an hour and a half in. I am feeling it. I got it. Almost 11. Fuck. Pain Pecco. That's all I gotta say to that. Pain Pecco. Let's see. When the Poketal's stamina is fully expended, or they wish to recover, they must take a rest. Hunkering down in a location. Able to travel again. Let's see, depending on the location of their rest, they will roll a different amount amount of dice. Actually, a different amount of d6s to determine how much stamina is recovered. So we're going to do into a hostile environment, 2d6. And yeah, friendly environment. Let's say it's hostile. Wouldn't be friendly, but just, we'll call it secure. Like, this is a hostile environment would be like, I'm gonna just, we're sitting in the middle of the desert now. This is where we're making camp. Hopefully everyone's having fun sitting in the middle of the desert, dying. While the other one would be like, this is a forest. Like, it's a place that's actually like relatively not overly hostile. Oh God, you're very loud music. Yeah, I like this music. It's a bunch of like the relaxing BGM stuff, but it does like the spike sometimes, and so kind of getting that perfect audio output for it is very difficult. Or it just likes to shut up sometimes, and then you just have to listen to my voice. So let's see. Stamina. Let's see. Secure environment. Okay, so way station plus 2d6. Village plus 3d6. City plus 4d6. Secure location is going to give you another plus 2d6. Open location is going to actually give you negative 1d6. Actually, 2d6. Like, possibly the worst thing you can do is being in the middle of a desert with no protection. If you have absolutely no protection, you are going to recover no stamina because you are sitting in the middle of the desert dying. Actually, you can probably do that with negative 1d6. We'll do an exposed location, negative 2d6. We could probably add in Actually, we'll call it secure environment. We'll call it 3, and we'll call it a peaceful environment. 4d6 naturally, and then we'll add the bonuses of way stations, villages, cities, secure locations, open locations, exposed locations. Proper comment. We'll do a well-to-do city. Well-to-do city is going to get 40 plus 46. Poor city is going to be plus 1d6. Being in a city sometimes sucks. Fun fact. So we want to... Double fun fact about today. I have actually not eaten at all. I had like sushi for lunch and I have not eaten anything else. So probably after stream, I'm going to eat a lot of food because I'm actually really fucking hungry. Wander over yonder, so that's 3, so you'd have to be 4. Poketall, so... Eating to enjoy, and there we go. I have a very bad tendency of like just kind of forgetting to eat, so I just don't sometimes. Like this was actually like a very big issue back in college and why I lost. Like back in high school, I was about like 400 pounds. I was a big boy back in high school. When I went to college, just through a combination of being, stressed out, having to walk a lot, I lost like 210 pounds over the course of like a year. I hemorrhaged weight just because I would be entire days, like days of me eating like 3 meals because I just couldn't eat. Or it was like these little itty bitty little snacky meals. That's all I could really afford to eat. Yeah, no, I hemorrhaged weight. Like I gained a lot of it back thanks to quarantine, but like my absolute thinnest was back in college, and yeah, I was down to about 220 from about 450 to 220. That even the doctor, I remember I had to go to like the health professional on campus for something. It was like a physical. And they were just like, "Oh wow, you're pretty healthy." Wait, being like, what's your previous weight? Like, "Oh yeah, like 450." They're like, "The fuck? No, 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 no. That's not healthy. That's really not healthy. Like, why are you done that? Stress." Yeah. God, I'm probably with quarantine, with everything, I'm probably about 280 right now. Let's see, when was the last time I did get weighed? Yeah, I'd say about probably 280. But unfortunately for me, I am built like a brick shithouse. And I have been told my entire life, I will never not be small. I will never not be a big person. And even if I were to like get ripped, go to the gym every day and become big muscle man, I would not be below 200 just because my body would just like, nah, stop that right now. I'm a big motherfucker. So let's see, consume a ration every day if they're resting. wandering through their journey. We'll be eating limited supplies along their journey. Every Poketall requires 1/4 of a ration. Every space they move a lot. Every day, 1/4 of a ration every day on the road, representing light eating and other small snacks. When resting a Poketall, actually what I should do is, can I put this right here? What? I don't really want to do this, but unless I reduce the size there. If I reduce the size there, I can put the space in between it. And can I jerry rig it? Can I get to 11 on this? If I go to 12, it's not gonna like it. So I'm gonna go to 11. No one will probably notice, except you all. Don't worry. It'll be our little secret that I'm not keeping the table the right size. Because I'm a naughty little designer who doesn't follow traditional rules. Because I hate everything. I guess I'm an anarchist. I don't believe in traditional looking at things. When resting a Poketall may a Poketall instead consumes a full ration. Consumes a full ration. Resting and representing resting and recovering. Actually, do I scrap the hunger? Yeah, I think I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna expand this out to be its own thing. I thought about it, but this is already pretty big, and I could. The thing is, like, I could expand this out to be like, oh well, here's the cooking, here's this. But will that add to the game? No, I don't think so. I think it'll be probably added a little bit, like, down below. Actually, I could probably, you know what I can do? We'll do side note. What is a ration? Is very simply an actual meal. For the Poketall, dealing with the size of the Inchlings, a full meal to them may be a single berry or a small chunk of meat. Ration food is fairly easy to get a hold of for smaller folks. Actually, I'm curious. We're going on an adventure. Can you eat? Let's see. Can you eat ants? Yeah. All right. Cool. You can't eat bugs. I'm gonna get a whole. Even killing a smaller insect. Yeah, I was thinking like, what would be a? Yeah, most insects are edible, but it would be like, do you want to eat them as like a main source of diet? Yeah, ants. Ants will fuck you up. Ants will fuck you up. Actually, do I actually have them in? I have a few enemies kind of listed out because I'm like, I should just get. Oh yeah, soldier ant. Yeah, soldier ants will rip your head off fairly easily. But I want you to think about it like this. This is what the part that always got me with Inchlings. That I was like, this is what this game needs to be, not like this comfy. Oh, look at all this comfy adventures. We're all sitting around, dancing around in our little circle, being like, it'd be terrifying being tiny. I want you to picture what an ant is. Ants are not big. Yeah, ants, are work together in groups. They're actually fairly, they're not big. They're not scary to us, but we're huge. Picture you are an inch tall, though. A single inch, and you're going up against a fire ant. That fire ant would kill you immediately. Like, a soldier ant is going to rip you in half. A pigeon would fly down, pick you up, rip you in half, and then eat you without any sort of pause. Like, the world is incredibly hostile if you are very tiny. And the reason why tiny little things work together, are so efficient is that they have these large groups together. An ant by itself isn't very scary. 1,000 ants can do something. 1,000 termites, a pigeon's fly. Pigeon, not very intimidating. Pigeons are fucking everywhere though. They fly and they're scary and you can't get rid of them that easily. To like a party of inchlings, like, haha, there's 5 of us. We will continue along our journey. Being like, there's a good chance that you're just like some fucking bird is gonna swing down, grab one of you, and just rip you in half, and it's like you're dead. Oops. It's the Dante must die. It is the Dark Souls of traveling games. That's why I always thought it was funny, being like, oh man, it's cute and adorable. I'm like, no! Hell no, I would be horrified in this world. Let's see. I'm gonna delete these. So what I learned actually is that you can delete these without fucking everything up. Much. Let's see. Ration to survive. Your little world. Like, that was one of the big things. Actually, I should finish the side note. Even killing a smaller insect. When? And where? Spending time to get a few berries. Like a good idea. But other much larger things eat those same berries. Yeah, so that's where kind of like the, oh no, I'm going to like, it's if it's so easy to get food, why would you ever starve? The question is less, you're not going to starve. It's like, when do you actually have the opportunity to get food? Because you are, on the grand scheme of things, you are not on top of the food chain in Project Inchling. You are not. You are not on you. No, you will die if you think you are on. Increase the Inchling hunger by 4. Yeah, you also have things. One of my favorite things about this is, in a normal traveling game, like Oregon Trail, for example, I want you all to picture, how do you cross a river? The answer is pretty simple. We can ford it. We can we can makeshift our little wagon and get it across the river, or we will, oh, there's a bridge we can go around or something. Like, there are options for rivers. For an Inchling, seeing a river, like a decent sized river, is akin to seeing the ocean and being told, all right, it's time to cross the ocean now. A stream, a small little stream that we step over easily, is their river. A So it's like these little things that you have to consider that makes this game just a little bit more complicated to write for, because everything has to be scaled down. I didn't see problem associated with it. So also I got to use Ryutama art a lot, and I love Ryutama art. I love Ryutama. I might do a curious case about. I would love to do a curious case on more Japanese RPGs, but a lot of them are better known or I can't talk about because they're things like fucking Necronica. And Necronica is a no-no on Twitch. God, showing one, unless I get like a fucking John Lennon out and just have it censor everything, that would be, just, pull a Seth and be like, yes, this is, everyone is John Lennon. Again, that would be the problem. Because everything would just be censored. It would be like the half the screen be like, all right, here's like a small little area of text as I like strategically place John Lennon's everywhere. Let's see, actually, this Saturday I do plan on doing I'm going to be doing Indie Darlings. I've got it down. I'm going to be doing Morkborg, Hillfolk, Hollow Earth Expedition, and Troika. Those are going to be my 4. And some people on another Discord were like, well, I can't think of anything that isn't powered by the apocalypse. I'm like, all right, I'll do a powered by the apocalypse curious case. Show me all these weird games. So yeah, no, I got a schedule up and running, unfortunately, and that means I'm gonna have to read a lot of fucking books. Luckily, Hillfolk isn't that. Hillfolk is a big book, but actually not much going on in it. Very interesting, and I get to show off Melandros as well. I actually backed that on Kickstarter, on good old Kickstarter way back in the day. Let's see. Journey challenges, open roads, dangerous place. Why do I need to fix this? Train difficulty, hunt for baubles. I guess I can. Every day. Traveling challenge in the area. Check. Check to receive a benefit, boon, resources, or simply information. Well, that reminds me about weird Japanese RPGs. Guess what's almost done translating? Zetai Raido. That is by the same guy who did Necronica. And that is like the ultra hentai double triple XL nightmare edition fucking game that he wrote. That yeah, it is apparently. Someone mentioned it. Like one small group of people are doing it. They're not uploading it anywhere, but like, yeah, it's almost done. Yeah, no, I was kind of surprised too, and oh, I should ask me like, give copy when done. I will do big thing on. Like, yeah, apparently it's almost on getting translated. They just been working on it for like the past like year and a half. But a lot of those, there's a few Japanese RPGs that have like been randomly translated over the past while. Be like, oh, that's cool. No, stop that. Stop that right now. There we go. Yeah, that sounds about right. The curious case is that though. Otherwise, there was just 20 minutes of a blank screen being like, nope, can't show that. Nope, can't show that. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I'm going to jail. Yeah, there's a few Japanese RPGs that I would love to look at, but some of them are kind of hard to come by and they're just not active at all. There is Australian Phoenix Wright with mechs. There is apparently one that's Revolutionary Girl Utena, but the gimmick is everyone's playing a different set of characters and you all have to equally have gay sex with one another and try to stab one. It's like what Thirsty Sword lesbians wanted to be. It's hilarious. There's Miyuku Kingdom, which will never get translated. Never ever. The most bizarre one I think I've ever seen. It was a superhero RPG. I'm like, all right, cool, superhero RPG. Except you are not playing the heroes. You are playing the company men behind the heroes. and as someone said, this is the most Japanese game available because you have to be only the Japanese would come up with a game about being salarymen for superheroes while not actually being superheroes. Only the Japanese would come up with something like that. And I admired it. I was just like, this is so stupid. I have to like I need to find this. Yeah, no, it's like what? It's like it the Japanese are like Japanese game design in general is fascinating. I've discussed it before, but you get such unique games out of them that are just so entirely random and weird. But they usually use the same systems. And I'm like, it makes complete sense of like why this particular game exists. That's why I'm always fascinated. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm always fascinated in other countries, their scenes and their games that they love, like Germany and Dark Eye. Germany loves the Dark Eye. That is their main game. Like D&D is there, but you play Dark Eye, which is like a narrative, very like, oh yes, we will go save the day. Very interesting. Poland has Salmon, you might know a little bit more about this. Poland's entire scene was dominated for a very long time by Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. And the reason why is because everything was weird copyright bullshit back in the day, apparently. They were talking about this actually in one of the other, in a thread, I believe, that are autism and assholes. And it was just the entire country had such weird copyright issues and copyright laws because they were coming out of the late 80s and into the 90s, where you have certain companies who got the rights to like Warhammer Fantasy roleplay and printed bootleg versions of it, while other companies were like, "Oh, well, we can't give you Dungeons and Dragons. Like, we can't give you Dungeons and Dragons because your IP law is, not correct." But it's like, "Oh, here's Warhammer Fantasy roleplay, some bootleg version of it." Or they were talking about, what was it? Big board game, Talisman, that's it. And in Poland, there's two versions of Talisman. There's the official version of Talisman and the unofficial. But the unofficial version is like pretty much said to be the best one because it has like a really fancy artist behind it. The company, it's a lot cheaper. It's a lot easier to get. It's the exact same game, but it's just this artist, just because of when they were able to get it and all the copyright things behind it, they were allowed to make their own version of Talisman. So they did. You get some interesting ones. Spain has a really cool RPG scene through one company. Italy's pumped out a few weird games. They are the few countries, they have like a disappropriate amount of tarot based games, actually. I thought that was very interesting with Italy. They have one company that's just like, yeah, our system is derived entirely from tarot cards. I thought that was awesome. France surprisingly doesn't have as robust as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that's kind of one of the issues, and arguably that's one of the reasons I started doing the Curious Case. The Curious Case of things, just because I want to introduce people to more games, and I want to give people more ideas, like here's broader things about games and cool things that I enjoy that I want other people to kind of know about. Because it's odd because we're, quote, in the scene, end quote. Like, we understand there are games like Heroes Unlimited, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, Rifts, all the like all these Japanese games, all of these Polish things. All we kind of get it because we're kind of in it more. It's very odd talking to someone who is completely out of the scene, just completely out of the loop, and what they see versus don't see about things. I find that fascinating. I know it's interesting talking to my mom actually watches my videos on YouTube every now and again. And see, it's like, I have no idea what you're saying, but I find it interesting, I think. I'm like, thanks, Mom, I guess, thanks. But I was thinking about it, being like, not many people, we have our own little community here. Not necessarily like the Notepad Anon SPRUG Workshop community, wink. No, but just kind of in general, like, tabletop gamers have our own little community. But there's a lot of people. I've had to explain to her weird porn games before. It's great. Yeah, picture trying to explain to your mother you wrote a porn game. That's some artwork right there. That was a fun conversation. Uh, like we're in this little community and we kind of see things, but a lot of people, when you say tabletop role playing game, they immediately like, oh yeah, like D&D. You'll notice they never say, oh, D&D 5th edition or D&D, fourth edition. It's just D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And if you were to ask them, okay, what is Dungeons and Dragons? They'd kind of look at you blankly, being like, you roll some dice and you pretend you're wizards and stuff, right? Yes, but no. Like they have no knowledge, no information of kind of the deeper side of things. And that's why I like doing the curious cases of things. It's like I want to introduce people to games I find interesting, things that are weird. I want to point out, like, yeah, this is a PBTA game that got thousands of dollars in money for being garbage. Why? That's dumb. Here's a bunch of other games that you could play instead. But I guess that's like going up to people being it's like, ah, yes, I watch anime, as they, bring up Naruto or something. But I think we all have our own definition of like games. And that has its own benefits, I guess. Mm. Oh god, this tea is really strong. Not mean for it to be this strong. Oy vey. I don't know why it keeps having, like, freaking out a little bit. Weather. Reminds me, what game has the... What game has a really deep traveling mechanics that I wrote? Which of you? Where are you? Grug. No, this tea is just really, like, spicy. Like, that's the best way I could say it. I wasn't really prepared for it. I was like, oh god. All I can taste is the spit. So let's see. We want to beyond traveling the primal world. Maybe slaves to chaos. I forgot I have to use fucking Microsoft Edge. So, slaves to chaos. Hmm. I guess there isn't really anything I can add here. Well, there probably is, but I don't know what it is. I should add the picture here or something. Oh, god, come on. Slaves, yeah. Slaves to Chaos loading is a fun and exciting adventure because it chugs. This baby chugs. God, I forgot how long this game is. Yeah, this game is 106 pages long. It's worse when you consider that we're going to be using this system as well soon. That's not going to be fun. Not going to be fun at all. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what places we don't have. arid, barren, crags, desert, freezing wasteland, highlands, ice sheet, jungle, molten hellscape, plains, swamp, taiga, tundra, verdant, wasteland, wetlands, woodland. Okay, so we have crags, grassland, that's plains effectively. We have multiple forests, actually. I remember that. Highlands are pretty much highlands. We have jungle. Swamp. Get out of me, swamp. Swamp. My Shrek impression isn't what it used to be. I'll commit Sudoku soon. Don't worry. Common weather, sweltering, freezing, and pleasant. If I can actually spell, difficult. What's 6? Be hard. Oh, what's 5 is moderate. Yeah, we want to go down to traveling the world. Uh, barren. Barren. Nothing. All eyes. Desolate. What? Nothing. All eyes around the desolate. Around the. And the rolling hills find little in the way of life. Life for people. Life protection. For good or for ill. Common weather. Sweltering. Freezing. Pleasant. And foggy. Foggy. We've got crags, desert, freezing wasteland. I should actually finish this before I go through it. Terrain difficulty. Difficult. 9. Moving across barren territory is pretty easy. It's just there's nothing there. It is desolate as you just move from point A to point B. Barrens are not fun. Freezing wasteland. Islands. Ice sheets. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So we want to put you. Inchlings. Pass with relative safety, but can quickly turn foul should it break. Common weather. Freezing. Terrain difficulty. Difficult. 9. 2 stamina to 2 stamina the cross. Molten Hellscape. Yeah, we can probably do Molten Hellscape. Actually, maybe see the E, F, G, H, I, J. We can probably just put Hellscape. Burning Night. Terrain difficulty would be insane. Yeah, like Hellscape is like to us, like, oh hey, this is a horrifying volcano place. For a tiny person, a Hellscape may just literally be a parking lot. Think about a really hot parking lot day. You know how just like you can see the mirage almost, there. It's like, oh god, it's like the ground itself is just molten. It's like, oh, awful. Now picture you're tiny right next to the ground. Yeah, that's a hellscape. 3. See, Taiga Tundra. So we need to add Taiga. Common weather, rainy, foggy, and freezing. Actually, I gotta remember for hellscape, sweltering, and hazardous. Average 5, 1 stamina to Cross. Tundra. Actually, do I need tundra? Not really. Tundra's kind of already in there. Taiga. Shit. Yeah. It's. I want you to imagine being in a bad rainstorm when you are an inch tall. Like, just if you ever get bored one day, just walk when you're walking to some place. Just look around and see all the little places, all the little itty bitty little places that are you normally wouldn't think about, but quickly kind of become like, yeah, if I was really tiny, this wouldn't be fun. Like, oh hey, there's a hole, like a little hole in the in the sidewalk or something. There's a little bit, doesn't affect you at all unless you like scrape your foot along it or something. But someone that like that's some time you gotta cross it, and if you get thrown down there, that's a time you gotta spend. Or when it's raining and you see all the water going into the gutter, you you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're going to Brazil. You're not coming back. That actually reminds me of where would I put you? Here, I guess. Intricate. What's intricate? Intricate say complex. Oh, put light woods down one. Don't really need to expand this out. Way stations work because I expanded them out a little bit earlier when it came to the section of. Actually, I should give them a little bit more. I think probably, yeah. You know, I can. I'll give them a little bit more personality. So we're going to have a rest stop way station. In humble. Extra plus 1d6 stamina to be an extra plus 1d6 to resting in this location. We'll call this a emergency shelter. Secured outside world. Emergency shelter cannot be broken into by those without the specific uh, about the specific knowledge of how to enter. Bolt hole. Bolt holes are designed for quick access and quickly leaving, often small and focused, and we'll call them research bastion. Actually, hermitage. Is that the right word? Hermitage. Not hermitage. Why? Why would you show me this? Hermitage. Private retreat. Yeah, okay. Hermitage. Residence of an exile or Poktal. Oh, we actually have someone in here. What are you looking at, huh? You're up there. Neat. Welcome aboard, person. Whoever you may be. Issues and problems. We are slowly and gradually making our way through. We will make it. We can do it. We're going to do it all in one day. Screw it. We're doing it live. The residence of an exile or Poktal or retired Poktal. Hermits often can share some wisdom. Or have some supplies ready. Trap. Actually, how do I want to word this? Not camp. It's simply a campground for travelers. Simply a campground for travelers. And little else. Often with a board or some kind of markings signifying news. Sort of paragraph A to C. That is one of my favorite words, by the way, bolt hole. I love that word. I don't know why. It always sounded cool. So, villages are going to get their own page now. And social unit, expand out a bit. Well-equipped prosperity. So, actually, what we're going to do is number of shops. Actually, we can... How do we want to do this? How do want goods? Yeah, that'll probably be how we want to do things. Actually, relations to Poktal. Roll 1d6. Determine how they see the average Poktal company. Poktal companies staying within their walls. And then we'll do defense. Roll 1d6 to determine. Actually, we'll do 1d6 plus. How do we want to do that? So we'll do 2d6 to determine the amount of guards and other defenses the village has. Actually, no, that seems a little excessive. We will do this, though. One to two. Hostile. Poketall will be killed on sight. Poketall will be driven from the village after their job is done. 3 to 4, neutral. Poketall are tolerated. Poketall are tolerated if regulated to certain locations. 5 to 6, friendly. Poketall are considered friendly and have free access to the village. Do that. 1 shop, 2 shops, 3 shops, 5 shops, 7 shops. Because the richer you are, the more you get. Do I have anything up way stations? I'm gonna put this image right up here. May not be appropriate, but I also want to put down this section right here. Because this is one of the few games out there that actually has an entire government role. Technically, you can embrace socialism. There's also autarky, democracy, plutocracy. Let's see what other big ones there would be. I want to add more big ones. What would I want to add? I would probably want to add... What kind of animals would there... Oh, yeah. FRMM. What we want to do is roll int versus big one score. FRMM. Or take cover from... Let's add one more. Why not? What is a hawk to a tiny thing? It's gonna kill it. It's the big mean murder monster that wants to eat you. Oh god, weapons. Actually, do I really need to add more weapons? Actually, I have quite a few of them. Why are you heading 2? Be heading 1. Wait, why is damage the way that is? Because of... Alright, what we need to do is we need to do action AFPs. We need to insert a column to the right. Put weapon type, make that a little... Can I make that a little smaller? Yeah, make it a little smaller. Action points. Axe, we'll call Axe 3. Ball and chain, they're a little bit awkward, so 4. Bastard sword, 4. Battle axe is 2-handed, we're going to call that 5. Rat spear, 3. Club, 2. Crowbill, 3. Flail, 4. Great sword, 5. Guard dagger, 2. Let's column to the right. Actually, can I make these all the same? 1. Table properties. 1. So halberd 5, hand axe 2, knife 1, long axe 5, mace 3, pike 4, poleaxe 5, rapier 3, saber 2, short sword 2, spear 2, staff 2, stiletto 1, sword 3, warhammer 5. Whew. Oh, it's coming. It's the fatigue is here. In case you haven't noticed, switch damage up. Damage up. We'll do switch damage up +1. Difficulty, space distance, and we need to add in AP. I'll put that after the difficulty. Can I make that all 1? No, I can't make it all 1, but I can make it 0.75 maybe? 0.8. There we go, perfect. And let's see, weapon name. Actually, weapon. I'll put you as 1. Action points. Action points. Crossbow is going to take 2 to fire. Crossbow heavy is going to take 3. Light's going to be probably just 1, but it's also... Javelin's going to take 2. Longbow 3. Shortbow 2. Sling 1. Throwing knife 1. Range useful. I don't really need more ranged weapons. Notepad, what are you doing? You say these things, but you don't need them. Let's see, switch. Okay, actually, weapon can attack 2 SD 2 SD instead of 1 to 2 instead of 1. Dual wields, ammunition reloads done. Do we need armor? So let's see, number of blocks attached to it, which will select how often. Block action, shield is rendered useless. AV damage toward them. Wait, the bogs traveler down with extra equipment. So wearing armor has the disadvantage of the fact that you're wearing armor and you have just fundamentally less ability to carry things, but things are... So 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Do I want to add deeper armor? No. I don't really need to formalize armor. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. More gear. Alright, we're going to add more gear to things. I originally thought I wanted to add in more of that, more like food stuff, but no. So we're going to go to Forgotten Chronicles. Golly gee willikers, Batman, that's my back going crickety crack. Actually, we don't need to go here. We only need to go to the lexicon. We've opened the lexicon. We need to go to... Where's my equipment set? List of weapons and stuff. Oh, guys, there goes my back. Let me scroll through all of my guns real fast. Just my load of guns. Just guns. Everything is guns. No gods, only firearms. Alright, cool. So here we are. I'm going to remove you for now. I'm going to go do Project Inchling. To the Untitled spreadsheet. Na 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 na. Kind of see what I was already doing here. Like all of these various items and such. So we want to put you right here. Spread that out a bit. Fear and hunger. Merge. So let's see. The blue vial. Okay, we're gonna need all the vials. So what ones don't we need? We don't need you. Light blue vial. We can use you. The orange vial. We can use you. Bodily rejuvenation. We can use these 3. Purple vial. We can use you. White vial, cure poison, cure parasites. We don't really need that. Okay. Elixir of mind. Reduce depression by 2d6. Blue vial 2. Reduce blood by 2d6. Light blue vial 2. Reduce blood. by 4d6. Actually, reduce blood by 4d6. Increase illness by 1d6. Gain plus 2d6 to all melee attacks. Increase blood by 5. Actually, increase blood by, we'll call it d6. Potion of bodily rejuvenation. Roll 1d6. One to 3. In the poison condition. Why do I keep hitting shift? 4 to 6. Reduce blood by 2d6. 2. Potion of cure body. Actually, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Actually, we only need one of you. Reduced progression by 2d6. Purple vial. Actually, we'll call it reduce illness by 2d6. Hunger by 2d6. Cures poison. Medical supplies. We want to do create a filter. You like medical supplies. More medical supplies. More. I need more. And actually, the poke tall takes no penalty from blood, still maintains the current level of it. Reduces. Let's remind. The poke tall takes no penalty for illness. Kit of supplies, recharge of bandages or medicine, light blue vial. Give the Inchlings guns. I debated on it, actually. I debated on adding in firearm rules, but I wanted to go for the idea of making people fairly helpless. So guns kind of take away the feeling of helplessness. If I were to add a gun, it would probably be like a pop gun, being it's a 50-50 chance of blowing up in their face. Because I find that amusing, and I'm an evil, evil person. Actually, I should add that. Give me 1 second. Ranged weapons. Let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. So we want to put you after the longbow. I'm going to put you into the column below. Pop gun. 46 damage. Difficulty 5 points. Action points going to take 3 to shoot. SD, it has an SD of 5. Ammunition. Two-handed. Exploding. And we don't really have anything using the What don't I use? I don't really need obvious. So we need exploding real fast. Auto 1. Explodes, dealing 4d6 blood to the user. Great idea. Thank you. In theory, you could. The thing is, like, we can't grind it up that thick because again we're huge, but we don't need to. An inchling would be like, all right, here's a what we would consider like a really small amount. They could grind it up further to make their own, but it would be fairly intricate to do that. It'd be very small. It's kind of like if you've ever used a motor and pestle before, it'd be like grinding it down to nothing. That would still be a good amount. They would be having to grind that down further. Like it would be a task. But yeah, there's a pop gun now. The pop gun does explode, and there's a good chance that you can actually kill yourself outright with it. Because let's see, it would be 46, so 12, 18. Yeah, there's a chance that you can die immediately by using the pop gun. But you can also immediately kill other people by using it. So, you know, a little bit of veil, little bit of veil, little bit of V. Actually, reload. Actually, what I should do is reload. We'll call it reload 4 and reload 3, reload 3. Let's see, reload. The number of AP required to reload the weapon to fire again. Because again, nothing says surprise than shooting your gun, rolling a 1 on the d6 and having both your arms explode and most of your body, turn to dust. You know, doesn't that just sound fun? I really shouldn't. Let's see. Oh God, I really shouldn't be. Don't Devon. Camp kit. Is there any other stuff I can add? Herbs and smokables. Cave moss, cheese. Yeah, never got it by very intricate. Oh yeah, we can probably add in some of the herbs and smokables. Hey, if you got a pipe, you may as well use it. Let's see. It's a real blow. Pipe. Weight. Point. Actually, yeah, it's pipe is negligible. Let's see. We want to put you like right there. And then we want to put you Y'all a bad influence on me. Let's see. I do actually have pipeweed here. Where's the pipeweed? Pipeweed, pipeweed, pipeweed. Yeah, thing of pipeweed. We'll call it. Wait, well, how do I want to word this? It's weight of, we'll call it, that's a pack of five. A pack of 5. Smokables. So pretty much you get 5 puffs. Blue herbs. Reduce blood by 2. Reduce depression by 2. Increase hunger by 2. Cure poison. Cure poison. Reduce illness by 2. Reduce depression. Reduce depression by 4d6. Increase illness by 3d6. Yeah, you're gonna smoke opium. Go for it. What else are you gonna do? We want to do. Actually, we want to reduce blood by blood by 2. Actually, no, we want to reduce. What conditions are there? I forgot already. Okay, so we want to. So we want to do the yellow herb. 1, remove paralysis. Let's see, poison, fallen, decapitated, confused. We got the blue herb, the green herb. Do the red herb. Remove confusion. Concussed. Yeah, well, actually, herb mixture 1. Actually, we'll call it the blue and green, blue plus green. Herb mix. Reduce blood by 2. Reduce depression by 2. Actually, it'd be 3. 3. Now, mind you, I'm not putting prices here because prices are always going to be different regardless of where you go. That's why I actually don't put prices on a lot of things. But, yeah, as a GM, I encourage you to be a dick. Like, just be a complete asshole. Like, really, really emphasize that Poketall are not actually liked. Like, that's one of the big things I always try to get across with this game, is that the Poketall themselves, these wandering people, are not actually, like, beloved members of the community. They are, they're more seen as pests than anything. Like, they're a unfortunate part of our noble society, the Poketall. I forgot to sort them. Data, turn off the filter. To many, you are an unfortunate reality. Something that people don't want to acknowledge because you are exiles of a tight-knit community. Nobody likes the exile. We can probably add in you all. We want to go. Ooh. If you can't tell already, the fatigue is definitely here. And I am slowing down. Two, bait. Weight 1, bolt harness. 2, explosive vial. Actually, 0.5. Actually, we can probably put all the vials to be 0.5, don't we? Let's see. So the lantern, I believe we already have a lantern. Murky vial. We'll call that at a 0.5. Oh, no, 0.5. Oil flask, 0.5. Purifying talisman. 0.25. Red vial. Don't need any of you. Tinderbox. We don't actually need torches. So what we need to do is put you up here. Lights flammable light source. 0.5. Trap is going to be caught. Going to be 3. It causes eye trauma. Actually, don't need a lantern because we already have one. We already have equipment, right? Yeah. No, I can't sleep yet. I'm almost done with this. I'm going to get this done today. That's the dream. I'm going to get it done today. And when I'm done with it, I don't got to think about it anymore. It's like, all right, let's keep going. Yeah. A piece of bait. Bolt harness. We got traps. Okay, good. We got all our traveling supplies. We can slap another image right there, and that means we are objects and mementos. Okay, cool. We're at objects and mementos. Advancement. We're pretty much had more options. Do I need to add more options? Not really. I really don't. This is why I say I'm like nearly done. It's just let's see. So let's do example creatures. The fairies. Fairy. Fairy. The fairies. Fairy are natural partners to Inchling society as they possess wings and allow easy transport across the various locations, the various villages. However, even fairies find themselves machinations of the Poktal legions, Poktal groups, serving as scouts for the wayward souls. Let's see. Wings. The fairies. Wings allow relative ease. However, this added problem, this boon does cost the fairies half of their total load to maintain basic flight. And we'll also do lithe, thin, actually a small. Fairies are naturally tiny and not as robust as the various Inchlings. They have a blood score of 12 instead of 20. Actually, they have a blood and illness score of 10 instead of 20, but they rarely get sick. But they rarely feel the pangs of hunger. They rarely feel the encroaching nightmare of depression, increasing their depression score to 30. Actually, what we can do is natural optimists rarely Uh, Fairies rarely feel the encroaching nightmare. Yeah, we'll add the fairies as an example one. If you want to add more, go for it. I'm not going to put in any more rules for it because I am very tired all of a sudden. Okay, we can make it Control Shift 8. The thing is this too, is if I get this done today, that means on Wednesday we can start on the process for Endless Adventures, which I'm actually kind of excited for because Endless Adventures is going to be a very long project. It's also going to be a very fun project about the Endless series by Amplitude Studios because I really like that setting. It's very fun, very intricate. I would like to see more of it. Actually, small folk. The small folk. God, no. I'll think of something later. Travel over land, air, and sea. Nah. No, we're not adding more stuff here. This is your magic. Fuck you. Is like a ranged weapon requiring a target number to hit six. Target number to successfully cast the spell. Using scholarship. Using scholarship instead of instinct. Inchling can choose in one of the schools of magic, counting the one can choose to specialize in the schools of magic. To specialize in the schools of magic. Each additional school increasing the base target number to use all of the magic by 2. So it'd be by the 3, 5, 7, 9, yeah, by 2. Starting at TN5, starting at by 2, starting at target number 5. Magic is primarily utility. However, if employed in combat, the Poketall's will is the base damage. So what this means, I'm actually going to put a footnote in here. What this means is I am specialized in druidic magic. I need to roll a target number 5 to cast a spell. However, if I specialize, I go into another school, such as healing, I must hit a target number 7 for both the druidic and healing magic. I'm going to encourage you to stick to a very simple type and stick to that particular thing. I am a druid. I am this. I am that. Like, I'm not. I don't want people to be like, I'm all the magic. There is no magic class in this game. I don't want that to be a magic class. It's something I'm specializing in a very particular role in my life. Oh yeah, I forgot we live in crazy. No, no, no. Oh, yeah. All right. With that, I believe we are done. Are we done? Yes, we are done. Well, actually, I'm going to delete this first. So, Inchling is, and I think will always be, a very odd game. A very odd situation I put myself through because I had to think about things in a very different perspective. Things had to You have to think about things in a completely different point of view. And that's arguably the entire point of this game. Was how do you look at a game? How do you design a game based around being small and being dangerous? Because we're naturally assumed like, oh, games are supposed to, be friendly and be happy, and no, I wanted things to be deadly. I wanted things to be scary. So let's see. Uh, okay, we have our base. Here's our base one. Copy of Project Inchling. Yep, the base. Word count. So yeah, we added about 8 pages, and what's that about? 2,000, about 2,000 words and 8 pages. It's I think we did. I think we did pretty good for ourselves here. I have to go through again later and double check everything and add in the images and make things pretty and, do all the boring stuff. But overall, Inchling was a project derived from a single idea. It was a game trying to get across a very specific feeling of fear, of being afraid, of understanding that the world is big and scary, but people still will do their best. People will forge ahead to try to build or try to assist the greater community in this world. And it may be hostile, it may be scary, but it's up to those who are determined to persevere, to fight through it, to go through all the bloody times, the ill times, the depressing times, the hungry days, all of those building up for a singular adventure across a very big land that's a lot bigger than any of us. So that's that. Project Inchling is wrapped up. 3 hour stream. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, 3 hour stream. But we good. We Gucci as they went as the kids would say. Let's see. Do I actually have Can I show the new title card? I think I can. If I go to Notepad SPRUG Workshop. Yeah, here's the title card for Endless Adventures. A journey from dust to dust. I'm this one's going to be an odd duck. This is going to be a very odd project, very large, very scary project. And also this entire thing I did here, this was a bitch. This was like pain in the goddamn ass to do. There's like 12 layers of stuff going on that to get this, and I spent a solid like 2 hours trying desperately to get it to work properly. It did not want to work. I had nothing. Terrible ideas. But there's that. So I'm gonna call it here for today. Godspeed, good luck, everyone. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will catch you on Wednesday, actually, for the we'll be doing the initial endless adventure stream on Wednesday, trying to get all the basics set up, and we will move from there. And this Saturday we are going to be doing the 4 game. So be there, be square, or don't. I'm not your dad. So I am.